Designing behavior deliberately. People live by default, and most people don't choose their behavior. They inherited it, they absorbed it, they repeated it. Not because they're weak, not because they're lazy, but because no one has ever sat them down and said, you can design yourself. So most people live on autopilot. They wake up the same way, they react the same way, stress the same way, unwind the same way. They reinforce their design, and then they call it their personality. But it's not personality, it's programming, someone else's design. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This episode is where we stop drifting and start choosing structure. Behavior is a system, not a moral issue. We've been taught the wrong story about behavior. We were told it's about willpower, about discipline, about being a better person. It's not. Behavior follows systems. Be a systems thinker. Always. Your behavior follows your environment, your repetitions, your nervous system's sense of safety, not your intentions, not your affirmations, not how badly you want to change. If willpower worked, New Year's resolutions would be permanent, but they're not, because behavior isn't a moral issue, it's mechanical. People don't decide their futures, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. If you don't consciously design your behavior, your past will keep doing it for you. Why awareness is not enough? Awareness is important. Seeing the pattern matters. But awareness is not transformation. You can know exactly why you overreact and still overreact. You can understand your trauma and still repeat it, because insight doesn't rewire systems, design does. Seeing the loop is not the same as building a new one. Awareness shows you what is. Design determines what happens next. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And this is where people get stuck. They become incredibly self aware and quietly unchanged. Design begins where awareness ends. Design versus control. Control says, don't do that. Stop reacting. Try harder. Design says, what do I do instead? Control fights behavior. Design redirects energy. You don't remove habits, you replace them. Every behavior is solving a problem: stress relief, safety, control, comfort, belonging. If you take away the behavior without designing a replacement, the nervous system will just reinstall it. Design works with human nature, not against it. What you resist persists. What you redesign dissolves. Design removes friction from becoming who you choose to be. Small designs change big lives. This is good news. You don't redesign your whole life. That's overwhelming and unnecessary. You redesign moments. You redesign how you begin the morning, how transitions feel, how you respond under stress, how the day ends. Life changes downstream. One small design change repeated daily beats massive motivation bursts every time. This is how real change happens: quietly, predictably, reliably. Excellence is not an act, it's a system. The practice: one behavior by design. Simple, powerful, non dramatic. Choose one moment in your day, just one, and then decide in advance. When X happens, I will do Y. That's it. Not, I'll try to stay calm. But when stress hits, I take one slow breath. Not, I will freak out and drive faster and yell at the other drivers. No. When the crazy driver comes by me, I'm going to relax, be in control, take my breath. remain calm. When I get into the room, I won't check my phone. I will set it down, face down. Not motivation, not discipline, design. You're not changing yourself. You're changing the system yourself lives inside. The best behavior change feels boring to the ego and miraculous to your life. Freedom is designed. Freedom isn't doing whatever you want. That's impulse. Freedom is living inside systems you choose. Systems that support calm, focus, integrity, presence. This is how you stop managing your life and start designing it. Not through force, through structure, not through control, through intention made practical. You don't need to become someone new. You need to design for who you already are becoming. And that is real power. Enjoy the day designing your life.